Hey guys, good morning. It's morning here anyway. It's really early and I'm really tired. But before I lost my momentum in my thought process, and I'm not recording this over, so I'm sorry for the errors, but I'm exhausted still. I want to tell y'all about this barrel situation. There are so many misconceptions, as with everything, that people just don't want to experience things because of what they've heard. So sending a barrel from Atlanta to Jamaica, I've done it one time before. Ended up sending 2 barrels down. It cost me about 100 US to retrieve them. I think I paid 35 or 40 brokerage fee for each barrel, giving me a total of like $7,000 Jamaican money. And then I had to clear it, and you get a $500 credit if you fly in within 30 days of retrieving your barrel. So I ended up paying about 100 US for those barrels, 2 of them, because the brokerage fee was the only thing that I had to pay double. Everything else was taxed at the same amount, which would have been $15 for a this time I remember to save the receipts. It would have been $15 for the declaration fee, which would be the administration fee. 1,500 Jamaican dollars for that part. And then we have the handling charge of 46 that's paid to the Warf. And then the other fee of 4,000 flat was paid to the brokerage, which is the receiving company of your barrel in the country that you're sending it to. So that was today for 1 barrel. When I did it the first time with 2 barrels, I just paid the 4,000 twice. I think it was 35, and that was back in August of 2020. 2020. So with Corona, the fees have went up about 500. So I want to talk about that. With the barrel, I sent off a bunch of household items. I have some clothes here. I have some electronics. I have things like that. This is one of the electronics that I have. I have this air pump. It's an air pump, battery charger for your car, and portable charger and a flashlight. These lights I have are for construction or whatever you want to use them for. These are things that were in the barrel. Liquor, a couple bottles of my favorite liquor, toilet paper, cleaning supplies, all kind of foolishness, and a wagon. I needed a wagon. I'm so excited about the wagon too. It folds up like a lawn chair. But these are in pillows and, you know, a bunch of stuff. Clothes to give away, clothes to sell, medicine, stuff like that, okay? My clothes, a couple pair of shoes for myself, like sneakers and stuff like that. All right, so when I reached the barrel, the shipping company, which was Myers in Atlanta, in Lithonia, Georgia, I went home to Atlanta, flew home for a couple days just to get the barrel packed. And what I was doing, I was buying things, throw them in the car. Went to Walmart, bought all my toiletries, all my household stuff, toilet bowl clean, pellets, because they're very expensive here. Not laundry detergent, because I got that from Sam's, my Gain, my Dove soap, my Swivel. I found these awesome things, which I'll be using now. They're dryer sheets. I actually got these from the dollar store. These smell so good, much better than Gain. But okay, that's for that commercial. So when I went to the shipping location, the young men that worked there, it's always young men, in the front wouldn't pay my fees, and I went around to the back. Barrel was there. They all set up outside, and I packed all the things there. And of course, I'm not an expert barrel packer. I've done it twice. And the guy helped me. He did pack my entire barrel for me, like while I stood right there and closed it up and sealed it. I would have never been able to get all this stuff in 1 barrel. But that was really sweet of him. He told me anytime that I want to send the barrel off, do it the same way I did. Usually, the last time I picked it up, the barrel, I took it home and then packed it and then had them come pick it up. which was another $35 fee for them to come pick it up. So I said, I'm not doing that this time. I drove to the location with the items in the car and packed it outside. They have a table set up where you can do everything outside. So that was $100 to ship it, $35 for the actual barrel. And I got a paper one, not the cardboard one. It was $37 actually. So $137 total to ship it. And it arrived exactly 2 weeks later. When I went to pick the barrel up, first you go pay the clearance, the brokerage fees. That was the first stop. There were 2 separate locations. So you go pay the brokerage fee, and the brokerage fee, like I showed you the receipt, was $4,000. Once I pay the broker's fee, I'm not re-recording this, so I'm sorry, y'all. Then they give you a receipt showing that it's been paid, and you go to the actual wharf. Depending on which company and which area you shipped it from, different areas where you actually pick up the actual barrel. So I go to the wharf to get my barrel. And when I reached the wharf, first, the man at the broker place told me they closed at 3 o'clock. And it was 3:10, 3:02, something like that when I got there. So I said, okay, cool. So he's processing my paperwork, and it's empty because I went so late. I didn't expect to be able to get my barrel. I just wanted to kind of find out. I know it's a 2-step process, so my intentions were, worst case scenario, I'll break it up so I will only have to do 1 step the next day. So I go pay that fee. He tells me they close at 3 o'clock. I don't listen to people. If they have a negative experience, I will try for myself. He told me they close at 3. I know that I'm pretty decent of a person. I usually have good luck with things like that. So I go to the wharf anyway. I reached the wharf about 4 o'clock. It's right around the corner though. I reached the wharf about 3:30, 4 o'clock. And when I reached the wharf, no, they closed at 4. So I reached at 3:30 something. And I reached there, and the young lady was like, your appointment is actually for tomorrow. There's a gate you go to, and there's a secure, like a door, not the actual wharf itself, but there's a door to get into the building to go pay your fees and go do everything else you have to do. So the young lady's like, yeah, you have an appointment for tomorrow at 10 o'clock. And I'm like, well, he didn't tell me that. And she was like, well, yeah. And she shows me her iPad, and she was like, see it right here. And I was like, I see it on your paperwork, but how was I supposed to know that? I don't have a ride for tomorrow. And I'm talking real humble, just like that. And I'm, just being my regular self. And she was like, well, you wouldn't see it. Only I would see it. I said, so either way I go, he wanted me to come here and you tell me that, and then I come back another day? And she was like, yeah, he made your appointment for tomorrow. So I knew he made the appointment for tomorrow. I mean, I knew that he told me that it was closed and I could pick it up the next day. I already knew he told me that. So I just was, telling her that I didn't have a ride. And she was like, well, you have to come tomorrow. So I tried. It didn't quite work. So I said, all right, cool. I said, my appointment is at 10. She said, babe, not babe. She said, come first thing in the morning. She was nice because, I was just talking regular to her. So she was nice to me. And she was like, just come at 4 in the morning. I mean, at 8 in the morning. We open at 8. I said, you said my appointment is at 10. She said, yeah, man, we got you. We're going to look after you. Just come at 8. I said, for real? I said, I'm going to be here first thing in the morning. I'm going to bring you some breakfast, okay? What you want for breakfast? So we laughing because, I'm friendly. I'm just a friendly person. So another person that's working there comes out, and I guess to talk to her friend because they at work, and she hears a conversation, and she was like, what's her appointment for? And she told her tomorrow, and she was like, man, just let her through, let her do it. And she said something to her. So she take my passport and my form they give me at customs. They gave me a little card showing my claim number for my barrels so I can get my $500 credit. She takes my passport and says, just give her $5,000. That's how much. She says, give me the money that's $5,000. She takes my passport and my claim form and goes in the back. Tell me to go, ask her what car you're sitting in, and I told her the car because I was right in the front. I didn't think I would get in, so I didn't park. So she said, yeah, man, we got you. So she gives me the directions to go sit in the car, and I go sit in the car and I wait. She comes back with the receipt that shows $5,100 and some odd dollars paid for the handling fee. It's all a legitimate receipt. A legitimate receipt she brings me. Now keep in mind, I only gave her $5,000. I ain't gonna be able to see yet. I only gave her $5,000. So all right, I already ran up a bill of $100 and some odd dollars. So she comes back and she's like, it's a $1,500 fee for handling. So I give her the $1,500. I gave her $2,000 actually. She goes back in, comes out about 10 minutes later with this paper. with the 1,500. And then she says, well, you know, you owe me $200 for the other one. And it's starting to pour down rain, so she's talking to me in the rain, and so she backs up under the thing, and I said, oh, you $200 for, $200 for what? And she said, yo, remember it was short, it was 5,000 you gave me, 51 and something, you gave me 5. I said, oh, come here. So when she came back to the car in the rain, I gave her $2,000 because she did a favor for me, not because she asked for it. She didn't ask me for an extra dollar. She wasn't implying that she wanted an extra dollar. So I gave her $2,000. And told her to split it with the girl that was helping, that initially, you know, said I was gonna bring breakfast for her. But the girl didn't do anything, the other girl did, so I told her to split it. So I drive around to the wharf and I get my barrel. She opened my barrel without me being there because they have to, you know, make sure nothing in there. And I have stuff in here that could be sold, that could look like sale. I actually do have sale items. I have a few items of clothing. I have a clothing line on a clothing store online. So I have about 15 outfits from my clothing store. I have clothes to give away, not much stuff. And then I have, you know, the only thing that are in multiples are these, toilet paper, the few electronics that I have here. I had some new clothes for a gentleman. I had bottles of liquor. None of these things were taxed. I didn't pay anything at all for any of these items because they didn't exceed, but she didn't even go through the barrel. I had pillows in there, sheets in there, things like that. And you know, those things are still intact. Nothing was missing. I was in the wharf. Oh, I didn't step a foot in the building, actually. I was at the wharf, at the location for about an hour, and I never stepped foot in the building. So this video is to tell people, you know, there are so many videos out and so many misconceptions about picking up items and sending off and how you have to bribe this person and get blackmailed and pay this and you're getting robbed and they're going to go through your things one by one and charge you for things. When I had my barrel come down last time, I paid the exact same fee for 2 barrels, except for the brokerage fee. That brokerage fee is based on the amount of barrels. Everything else, the taxes is all the same. I didn't have to pay. I didn't pay, and last time I didn't tip anybody because I had to go inside and wait. So, you know, when you're dealing with Jamaica, Jamaica is very relaxed as far as their protocol. No two experiences will necessarily be the same. Mine have both been pleasant. I've been there twice and they've been extremely pleasant both times. It even was a joke in there that I looked like somebody's sister that works there. So the guys were telling everybody that I'm such and such sister. And, you know, we all have on masks. So, you know, people walking up to me like saying you're lying that I'm such and such sister, because I was like, no. And they was like, you are, you just don't want to tell nobody. And I don't know who the such and such is. I didn't remember the name. I didn't pay attention because I'm not anybody's sister that's here. So my experience is very pleasant. Guys, just when you're traveling, and I say this in many, many videos and many talks and many lives that I do, don't let other people's experiences determine your behavior or dictate your behavior. What you put out is what you will get back in this universe, period. You know, if you are putting out negative energy or negative vibes, and you're gonna get that back most of the time. If you're putting out just being a humble person, you're putting out humble vibes and realness, then people are gonna treat you that way. And if they don't, then you just move away from those people. Like when she told me I couldn't get my barrel the same day, I know that I couldn't. I can't make her and fight her, so it wasn't a sense of me getting mad and cussing her, even though I was irritated. And while I was waiting, one of my oldest friends' grandfather, like we were waiting in the car, his grandfather died of COVID. Like while we were waiting there, he got the call. So now, you know, my time is pressed. You know, I could be in the mood because that was really bad news and my friend was really, really upset. But that's not her fault. It's not her fault. It's not her problems. I didn't project that energy onto her. I told her I'll be back in the morning with breakfast, and I was gonna bring her some breakfast. I actually had a full day yesterday where I picked ackee off of the tree and I picked mangoes with the stick with the hook on it where you can pull them off, and I shelled them. So I literally was gonna bring her breakfast in the morning, and I thought she enjoyed that, even the thought of a stranger, especially an American, doing something nice for her. So she wasn't the one who made the determination to allow me to get my stuff either. It was somebody completely different that I didn't offer breakfast to. So I didn't bribe her, I didn't do anything, but because my energy was positive, my experience was positive. I have my barrel, I paid my little money, I didn't have to wait, I didn't go in line. So Just remember that when you're traveling and when you're dealing in life and moving around, be pleasant to people. You don't know what people have on their plate. And no matter what country they're in, what language they speak in, love and smile and good energy is universal. It's not a language, it's a body language. It's not a audio, I guess I can say. It's actual physical body language. So you can be kind to people and not speak the language. You can be nice and caring and genuine to people without actually having the same exact dialect, if that makes sense. So just try to spread positivity. Just try to be humble in your endeavors, and I think that things will turn out a lot different than what you've heard or what you were expecting. So just wanted to share that experience with y'all. The packing part of the barrel, I don't have any of that video, any footage. Again, this is the third time I've done it. But that's what I have for y'all today. So I want everybody to be blessed. I want y'all to be humble, and I want y'all to remember that we all in this together. Stay 6 feet away, but we all in this together. So just try to remember that when you are dealing with people in the world. All right, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, guys. I'm trying to make it to 1,000. I am at 350. I've been slacking on the videos because of COVID and because of everybody having my own personal battles. But I'm back trying to make positive content for you guys and trying to make sure that I stay pushing stuff out here that's going to help us all navigate through this world. Bye, y'all. Thank you for watching Tamia's Wonderless Life.